And that's why, that's why we continue having that same theme, because it's all about Ninoska.
So you're a full-time artist now?
Yes. Yeah.
Artist is the only thing you do.
Yes.
And I think I see you in every festival that's around in L.A.
Right.
Like, is that on purpose? Do you watch the calendar? What goes on?
Yeah.
How do you run this business?
Yeah, unfortunately we've made a lot of good contacts the last 6 years, and we've met a lot of nice people. It's all been little by little. It just wasn't like all of a sudden we have all these people that these events. When we started, we had nowhere to sell. We were Swami and then other places, but then little by little it took a big domino effect. Started coming along, and luckily, again, we met so many nice people. And what helped us out too was that we started doing our own shows at some venue in downtown called Mel's Bar, and that helped us meet all kinds of people in bands and open other doors that wouldn't have been open, but we wouldn't have done that. So, and it wasn't honestly until like last year where we actually felt like we could actually make a living off this, because the first 5 years were kind of tough. A lot of failing up and down, good times, but also bad times. So,
did you find yourself having to go back to a job or having to take on temporary jobs during the first 5 years?
Luckily, fortunately, I haven't, but Jackie has. Jackie volunteered, and she. If it wasn't for her doing that, we probably wouldn't have survived a couple of years ago, because we actually decided to get our own place, and that was kind of tough, but. Luckily, that helped us a lot. So, and then now we're in a position where she no longer has to work, and we're just both self-sufficient. So,
at your place, you have an art studio, you have an art area, or
the whole place is the whole place. Even the restroom, even the dogs, the cat litter. The cat litter is an art space. So, So you create constantly. Do you have like a plan as to like during this season we're gonna put out this kind of artwork? Because I see a lot of Dodgers, a la Chilindrina, and that's Mexican culture. And Dodgers LA culture, Chicano stuff. Right.
Do you just draw what you feel and say this is what we're gonna take to this type of festival? Because I know you got one this weekend. One this weekend, and then one later on this month. So do you pre-plan what you're gonna bring, what you're gonna paint, or you just say this is what we have right now?
We pretty much bring the same stuff. Jackie's more, she's better at coming up with new drawings. She has I'm kind of slow with that. I'm not really as fast. But Jackie paints more what she feels. I'm the one that kind of I just paint what I either see or I grew up with. All my calaveras are all like from cartoons or like stuff that I liked as a kid. All the sports stuff. And I think it's because, fortunately, again for me, I've had a easier time growing up and becoming an adult as opposed to Jackie, because she's had it rough with some stuff in her life, and I think her stuff comes more from the heart. And
she has more of a story to tell.
Yeah, more of a story, and mine has a story. I think mine's story is about just adolescence, being a kid, and sometimes I do get nostalgic. And I think that's my problem that draws me back when I have like these like dark moments, when I get sad and all, because I miss being a kid. I miss. I do actually. I always tell her I'm nostalgic. I miss being 17, 15, 12, 10. I miss all that. I think that's why I paint the stuff I paint. So I guess I guess it does have meaning.
Yeah.
But it's all more like it could maybe. Misconstrued as maybe selfish, because it's all about me, what I need, whatever.
Sounds like you're being a big baby.
It does.
So now, growing up, I don't know about anybody else, but me growing up in East LA, all the murals are everywhere. There's murals everywhere. Yeah. I lived in Mexico for 5 years, from when I was 8 to 13, and so I heard all the Aztec stories and the history and so on. And then I come back, and it's like the murals have much more meaning now. What was that experience been like to you, living in a city, in the neighborhood, in a part of town that is full of art everywhere?
Yeah, that was very influential. Like seeing that, seeing all the color. Yeah, ever since I was in high school, I remember some people went to Roosevelt to paint some murals there, and they're still there, luckily. So seeing all those, especially Aztec stuff and Mayan stuff, because like I'm a big proponent of like knowing your roots, and I've always been, I guess, sort of critical of like sometimes of some people in the barrio that kind of like don't want to know or kind of brush it off or don't want to acknowledge that we have indigenous roots and we should be proud of them. And so that's, to me, that's important. And every time I see something like down First Street or Whittier, I'm very thankful because we need that. We need more of that. Not only the color, but also like the education because each mural brings a certain type of education, not only for adults, because I've seen adults who need it, but also the kids, and because me as a kid growing up, I didn't see none of that. I didn't understand it. My dad would teach me about stuff, not necessarily about stuff like that, about our history, but it's very important because a lot of kids are like, they don't have the parents to teach them, guide them, so they need stuff like that. And sometimes when you see a mural, it's I could see how it could change you, and open your eyes, and you could be proud, because like I remember when I was a kid, we were growing up in that time of the whole Prop 187, 1984. The news is making you feel like bad to be a brown-skinned kid or Mexican or from Latino descent. And to me, when I would see stuff like that, I became very proud because I knew that we came from a proud culture and proud heritage, and as opposed to what the news was trying to make us feel. Even now, the whole thing hasn't escaped. The whole shaming, and so people, when you see that, you always feel like, no, we're a great people. We come from a great line of like people, and it's important. And whenever you see stuff like you mentioned the art, it's all part of the same package, and we need more of that. So every time I see something, I appreciate it very much.
Have you ever looked into putting a mural up yourself? Are you up for the task?
We've been asked to do murals, but it's all just kind of like stuff that we weren't really comfortable with.
The theme,
some guy wanted us to do a mural of this kid like playing baseball or something, and I didn't, I wasn't, it wasn't. What it is sometimes too is that you want to paint because you want to paint for yourself, And a lot of our stuff isn't really too complicated. The themes aren't really like we're not painting like these crazy like ancestral stuff with the the galaxies, and I see I'm a big fan of that kind of art, like psychedelic stuff. But we've been asked to do stuff. It just hasn't. Either the person doesn't want to pay us what we feel is fair, or whatever the reason. But we've been asked. We want to. We would love to do something like that because I think up to a certain point you want to elevate yourself and grow from just painting on wood or paper to an actual wall. We would love to, and unfortunately, like I said, it hasn't lined up. Yeah, it hasn't lined up, but hopefully, that'd be great.
That's one of the things that I'm gonna be looking for is like, what wall can I have?
Right.
And who can pay for it?
right. I know, right?
Yeah. All right, very cool. So what's next with Ninoska? What's going on? What do you have plans and your vision for the brand and your career in the next 5 years?
Oh, wow. Hopefully, for me, I've always dreamt about opening up our own store. Either a store or some kind of center where we could have a store and then have like a resource center for kids or anybody wanting to join us and be part of it, kind of like a co-op, I guess. But I guess more of a store. And I'm always walking by here in Boyle Heights or other areas, because right now we live in South L.A. and I'm always seeing these buildings that are vacated and empty, and I'm just like give me that. Like whoever owns that, just like, why can't you just like I would just, I wake up, I'm dreaming, I'm waking up like I'm dreaming that somebody gave us some warehouse. And that's my dream, to have a warehouse or have some kind of store, some kind of location because I feel like you have to grow and you just can't stay in the you be happy for what you have, but you have to always want more, I think. Not to, I'm not sure again if that sounds selfish, but it's because that's how you grow as an artist, as a person. You want to maybe show your work in different kind of settings, I guess, and I think a store would do that for us, and then maybe help our friends out, everybody. And we've always been about not only ourselves, but we always help our friends out, other artists, bands. Any chance we got to get to help somebody, we always feel like we extend our hand to anybody, and I feel like the store, that would be something amazing that I would want to have. And I think that would only open up even more doors. And I think that should be something that everyone should aspire to, artists or musicians, to create something. And if everyone creates something in a neighborhood, boom, 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 everybody has something. Because I've seen people here on First Street, they have all kinds of great locations. But I think if we had more, then we will be able to control the community more and unleash the art, as opposed to this other stuff that's being created that maybe doesn't help anybody, like having a Walmart or another. We always make fun of 7-Eleven. They're everywhere now, and it's like I don't think we need more 7-Elevens. I think it's enough with that, But fortunately, we don't have that kind of power, and I think that's the whole goal, is to have the power in the right hands to do good,
Okay, very good. So if people want to find Ninoska Arte, where do they go online? Do you have a website? Are you working on that?
That too is something we've been sleeping on, the website. I think we're going to probably do that sometime early next year. But for now, they could always find us on Facebook, on the like page. You can like us now, on our profile. Like us on Facebook, Ninoska Arte. Instagram. Ninoska Arte, one word.
Okay.
Etsy, we actually just opened up an Etsy account, Ninoska Arte on Etsy.
Okay.
And we have our artwork at Olvera Street right now at a store called Hecho Con Cariño. And we're actually having our solo show this Saturday.
Oh man,
it's it's our first solo show ever, and we're excited for it. And also our shows from Mel's Bar, we have them on YouTube, so if people want to see what we're doing at Mel's Bar, they're curious to see how the shows are, how they go down. We have our Ninoska Arte
YouTube channel.
Yeah, so,
nice.
And then a lot of our friends, artists and bands are featured there. So those are always fun. Unfortunately, a lot of people have joined us, and if you want to know more about that, you could always go there. And website's gonna come up soon, hopefully. So
okay. Yeah. So if you got 1 or 2 or 5 pieces of advice for up and coming artists, what do you say to them? What do you say to yourself 20 years ago, self, or 10 years ago?
If you want to be happy and be self-sufficient and paint, but paint something that you love and you feel that others will love and appreciate, and don't sell your artwork for pennies. It's not worth it. We made the mistake of doing that, and it's just it's not worth just letting because each painting you make, it's a lot of work, and you put your heart into it, and sometimes some people don't appreciate it, but luckily we kind of woke up from that, and a couple of my friends have made fun of me saying that we're like the Dia De Los Muertos Walmart, because we're mass producing our stuff. We no longer sell originals unless people ask for them. So now if people ask for originals, we actually ask for a respectable price now. Before we pretty much gave them away, and that's one thing I would tell an artist: don't give your work away, because your work should be respected and appreciated. And sometimes people go to your booth and they'll ask you to give me these 2 for $20, and it's they make you feel like you have to, It doesn't make you feel bad, and it's I don't think those people would ask Target or Kmart to, hey, give me those 2 pairs of shoes for $20, not for $50. It's I don't. So sometimes it's the people's fault that they don't respect, but those are just certain people, just a small percentage of the population. But fortunately, most people do, But that's one thing I'll tell an artist, is to respect yourself and respect your work, and make sure other people do too. And if you want to make a living off it, you could do it. If Jack and I could do it, anyone could do it, And it's not easy for us because we live on our own. We live in for a while we didn't have a car, and we got help from our friends, and so it's not easy, but we could get through all that and be at this point where we're self-sufficient and anyone could do it. You know, but I'll just tell an artist to like pick what you love and make sure to not sell